good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home. This is the last Sunday in April, and things have definitely changed a lot. The daffodils are dying back, but the tulips have opened up and now are showing their beautiful color. And I am just so impressed with how things have just been growing. The different ground covers and perennials have been opening up and just leafing out here in the garden. The birds have been very active in the garden. I've seen robins and I've seen sparrows and pigeons and cardinals, and I haven't seen the blue jays yet, but I've seen a lot of activity. And also the squirrels are busy too, and I even saw a rabbit in the garden. Yes, which, can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you look at it. But even still, in the meantime, the sparrows is busy here gaining straw and different things for its nest. And there's just been a lot of activity. I also seen bees, my bumblebees, they're back as well. So it's really a wonderful time. And even the trees, my maple tree here that I love in the center, starting to create those little helicopters, the little seeds, and soon we'll have to deal with that. But with all of that said, it's just a beautiful, beautiful morning here in Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. It's a little cool out this morning. It's been in the 40s, 30s, high 30s, and low 40s at night. So it is a little chilly right now in the morning. However, the tulips have been enjoying this cool weather, and they're able to stay fresh and looking good a little longer because of the cool weather. But now my daffodils are finishing, and there are some, though, that are the later ones that are still giving and providing color. But overall, it's definitely time for the tulips. The ending of the tulips are very evident on this side of the garden, because in that back side bed there were a lot of daffodils, my ice folly daffodils, and they are pretty much over. And you can see the hostas coming up. And the good thing about the hostas coming up now is that they will cover the beautiful leaves of the daffodils and allow them, though, to get what they need, and then I don't have to remove them too quickly. Yeah. And then here you can see with the hosta, that is definitely growing and taking up its place here in the garden. But then I love the red tulips that are showing up here with this pot. And I put in the pot some kale seeds, so we'll see if they grow. I think you can barely see them here, the seeds popping up. Yeah. And then also some of the mint that I had put in there. That's been showing up a little bit too. But I think this looks really nice right here. The tulips that I planted a while back have shown up as well, and this is by the side of the deck. And also my Eden Climbing Rose is seemingly growing and I think I'm going to have a lot of beautiful shoots of roses. I've decided to let it kind of lean like that instead of putting it up against the deck. And the reason why is because it will create more blooms. And right now I just want to see the flowers. So even though it's kind of hanging down like that, I don't mind. When it finished blooms, then I will tie it back up to the deck. But in the meantime, I just want to see the flowers. The plum trees have been letting out their blossoms, and it seems like I'm going to have maybe I'll be blessed with a few plums this year. Yeah, but I'm still waiting to see what's going to happen with those plum trees. The peach tree has already flowered, or is about to finish with that. So maybe I'll get some peaches this year too. It's such a beautiful thing when you plant something and then it shows up the next year. That's what I love about the tulips here. I planted them. I remember the process. And it was in the fall. And, you know, it's an act of faith, really, to plant them in and expect them to return, to show up. And I have to say that these tulips have. And they're called Pink Impression. In this bed here, this is the Pink Impression. And then in the other bed, that's the Red Impression. And they're like Darwin tulips, so that they have a chance of returning, which is really good. So that's what I would like to see. And I would like to continue to add more next year, so we have a good showing each year. But yeah, I love these tulips. I do love them when they're closed like this, because you get to really see the richness of the color of the tulips. There are some other tulips in here from last year that returned. This lighter color, pink. That's a returning tulip. And then, of course, the dots of red in here. Another thing that is shooting up are my Casablanca lilies. You can see that. And then I have the Madonna lilies that are in the center. These are the Madonna lilies here. And then I have some more of the Casablanca over here. So right now, though, we have also some Purple Sensation alliums. So they will be next, really. The Purple Sensation alliums, they will be next, showing up here in the bed. And right now, I'm very pleased. My husband did some edging work here, and I like this because what was happening that each time the grass, this little grassy space, was dwindling. and the bed was just getting larger and larger. But this time now, with the borders, it's going to help to keep it in place. And I believe that whatever we plant here will enjoy, the location, and they will get plenty of warmth in the spring, and they'll be protected in the fall also. So I like this. So this is a close-up of the red tulips, and they are just looking so happy here. As you can see, the daffodils are finishing, and what I've been doing is going in and just plucking off the seed heads, because you can see what's happening is they're developing seed. I don't want them to do that. I want them to strengthen the roots. So what I've done is just come in and just pinch off the daffodil tops, and that will ensure that I will get some more. Next year, that they will come back. But what one has to do is to make sure that you keep adding more daffodils and tulips in the bed, because they only last for a little bit. They also do perennialize. Some of them do, and some of them multiply if you have a good season and if they get enough sunlight. Now my variegated grasses are coming back, and also look at this little sweet bleeding heart, or dianthesis, I think. I forget the name of it anyway, but I know it as bleeding heart, wild bleeding heart. And I just had a few plugs of that, and they have just seeded themselves and multiplied in this bed. And every year they pretty much come back. Now those pink tulips, they were here before. I planted them about 3 or 4, maybe 5 years ago, and the leaves, they would just develop the leaves, but I wouldn't get any flowers. But I believe that they had enough energy in the bulbs that now we have this beautiful pink flowers here, or blooms. And then in this side here, you can see some of the tulips that we planted there. And also, what is so sweet is this violets that are coming in. Yeah. Along with the hosta. I have to show you the tulips up front that are now showing a lot of beautiful color. This was from Costco, my Costco tulips, and you can see the purple and the other colored tulips to the cream. And there are also tulips from previous years that have returned. And the bed is also filled with alliums, purple sensation alliums, which I really love because my lilac bushes, these are 2 lilac bushes that I planted here a lot of years back. I got it from QVC, and just has been growing, and it's going to be soon filled with beautiful blooms. And then I also have some larger alliums. They're called gladiator alliums, and you can see in the back there that my peonies have been growing and opening up. It's just beautiful. I'm really loving this. These daffodils that I put in are just beautiful. And it's a little later than the others that I had. I had fortune daffodils, but I cut off the heads. They're over there. But now these are just so sweet. So sweet. So this bed is really filling out a lot. I have sedum, and I have bee balm, and my Stella d'Oro daylilies are growing giving it a grassy look. I don't know, somebody put some trash here in my garden. How dare they? So here you can see that the hydrangea is still looking good, and the iris are coming up. Very, very nice. As well as the sedum and the other perennials. This is going to be mountain bachelor button right here. Giving a nice blue. Yeah. And I have some other flowers too. Plants. These are basically perennials here. And shrubs. Because you have the evergreens that I planted a long time ago also. Those are like foundation for me. And my knockout rose came back there. And I have rhododendrons also. Rhodos, and my it's beautiful variegated euonymus that I planted as foundational plants, and they're looking really good. These tulips were from last year, and they returned, which is fantastic. I really love this one, this color. And the hoster is coming. We planted this. This is really the first thing that we planted in this whole garden, was this row of hosta. And I had placed also inside some lilies, oriental lilies, actually the Mondana, but I've since transplanted them out and moved them over to the other side over there. Yeah, but this is our first ever attempts to make a garden, was this circle here, right in the middle of the yard. I think these little bleeding hearts are so cute, and they have definitely they're perennials, but they've really spread and just add such a nice look. And this is right under the maple tree here, and I just love how this looks. So pretty. It's mostly in the top here, or purple sensation alliums. And then I have a few other plants too, like these. That is going to be woodland amenities, white flowers, beautiful. It's going to be very pretty. And then here, this is my beautiful Bartle pear tree. It's starting to open up. Look at the flowers. Absolutely beautiful. We can start like that. And we have this beautiful, 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 beautiful. Yeah, so this is a Bartle pear tree. I had this for a while. I think like 2 years now. And it's a dwarf pear. And late August is when we'll get some fruit. So, I'm excited about it. Last year, it did fruit, right? But the squirrels ate the fruit. And then this here is my Asian pear. I don't see any blooms on it, so I guess it's not going to give me any fruit. But this peach tree has a lot of flowers on it, so I think I'm going to hopefully get some, as long as it stays healthy. I'm going to have to help it out. And then in the center here you can see my oriental lilies. They're coming up real good, real nice here. They look healthy. So here, these daffodils are finishing. So what I need to do is to go in and pull the seed heads of them so that they can have it go to the roots, the strength. What I do like is that you can see the leaves of the daffodils and then the leaves of the hostas, which are two different types. And then I have variegated hostas, and I have the plantaneas, the regular green. No, those green hostas, that was here when I got here. And I added the variegated one. And then of course there's a rabbit. And each time I attempt to plant some tulips here in this bed, some of them survive and some of them have not. But it's still a good spot. I call this my food bed. Now that tree right there in the back, that's an apple tree. It hasn't flowered yet, but yeah, it's my apple tree. So this is my little orchard here, fruit orchard. So this is my side bed, and it has been filling out nicely with the hostas and other perennials. As you can see, I have to go and do the same thing here as far as pulling them off the heads too here. But things have been growing, and I have to continue to just feed this. I gave them some Miracle Grow actually, and just kind of letting them grow on their own. There's some fern coming up there. See the little fiddle heads of the fern? I believe that's lady fern. And then there are other hostas coming up, and lilies coming up. It's just a nice woodland look. here as things develop. And this is my plum tree, Stanley plum, purple plum, and it has a lot of blooms. Hopefully I will get some plums this year. It suffered from some sort of disease or something, and the plums fell off, but hopefully this year I will get some plums. This is my other plum tree here, and this is the golden egg. Delicious. This plum is so delicious. And this has flowers too, blooms on it, so hopefully this too will produce for me. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to some plums. I have been working in the garden and just trying to get everything set up here. This is my kitchen garden area, and we got the compost, and so I've been putting compost in. But this is what it looks like. That collard green, the collard greens have been providing leaves, fresh leaves and so forth for us during the winter, and now they're starting to bolt. And then we have here, I've been working on putting the garden together here, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I want to plant some corn here and other veggies and things, so it's going to be good. Now my flower bed here, the side garden, front side garden, is looking so neat and tidy. I finally was able to cut back the hedges there, and I added a new item, a new statuary there, a cat. I saw that at TJ Maxx. It was a good price. I said, let me add it to the garden, because I actually saw a white cat come through here while I was working on this, and I said, let me just get that and add it to the garden. And here we have the tulips. I had some extra tulips left back, and I just planted the red tulips in here. Now the perennials are coming up and they look good. I also planted some seeds here. I planted some zinnias seeds and some of, let's see, zinnias. I don't remember what else I planted, but things may come back from last year too. Hopefully the cosmos will come back. Then I have here, this is a stilby. My roses are looking good. This is Bridabella rose. You can get that at Home Depot. And then this is one of my hydrangeas that I planted 2 years ago. I think it's red crush. So we shall see. And then I planted some bee balm here, and they are shooting up in between that, so that will be interesting. We have some lilacs going on here. I moved my this shrub here, and right now it's, I can't remember the name of it. What is it? Boxwood Green Beauty down here, and it looks really nice. I like it. Then I have some Globemaster. I think it's Globemaster allium, or in that family. It's a big one right here, and they've been multiplying on their own. I have some phlox. I was going to divide the phlox, but I decided to leave them and let them just look big and beautiful. And then here